Hey everybody, Sebastian Maniak here, and I'm about to give you a quick demo on how you can utilize your existing ServiceNow environment to orchestrate or automate your existing tasks to manage your F5 BIG-IP pool members. So first thing we're going to do is let's log into ServiceNow just to show you how this looks like. We have a quick little portal page here that your customers or your engineers, your application teams have access to, and they'll be able to select the environment that they want to deploy, and they'll be able to add and remove or set specific actions to specific pool members. If we jump back and give you kind of a higher level view of how everything looks like, we have ServiceNow, and ServiceNow is going to have our kind of catalog item with all our information and our add button or buy button or add button, however you want to see this. We're going to have our F5 that's deployed in here. We're going to have a pool, and this pool member needs to have a subset of IP addresses, .11, .12, .13. When this order goes in, so when the app team or the developer team or a business team submits this change, what's going to happen? This change is going to go to a little decision where someone needs to approve it or reject it. Depending on the organization, once this change has been approved, because this change is going to be created, right? Once we approve that change, what's going to happen is ServiceNow is going to initiate a call to the mid server, which is on-prem. The mid server then is going to communicate to our F5 using REST API and execute the specific changes that we've designed inside of the flow. So let's take a look at our environment here. So we have our ServiceNow. We have our F5 BIG-IP, and for this instance, pretty straightforward. We have a pool. Right now, this pool contains nothing. What we want to do is we want to select our environment. We want to add some pool members into this BIG-IP. So what we're going to do is we're going to add or delete. So we have the options of deleting nodes and pool members to keep things clean. We specify the partition. We give it the pool name, the name of the node. We want to give it an IP address. And all these fields can be imported through or within ServiceNow. Port 80, we're going to change the state to up, session up, so everything is online. And this focuses around enable disabled, and change the session focuses around force offline inside of a pool member. We're going to click on add, and let's add one more example underscore pool. Let's go server 02, port 80, online. So now we've added two pool members into this pool with specific names. Oh, I made a little mistake, which is nice. We can go back. We can review this, server 02. I'm going to order this request. So now that change ticket gets created, that request gets created. Because I'm the administrator and I'm the IT person, I get a notification or an email saying, hey, you need to approve this request. So I go to my approvers section. I take a look at the change that was asked. This user is trying to make a specific change to our environment. I can view the changes that they've requested. If I'm satisfied with this, I'm going to approve this request. Once I approve this request, this flow gets initiated. And this is the flow designer, where I'm taking the actions, or this flow is actually being triggered by the service catalog we just initiated. Then we're performing specific actions. As one, we're getting all the variables from those input fields. We're asking for approval in this process. Then for every single additional item inside that table, we're going to, if it's set to add, we're going to add the node into the BIG-IP and then add that node to that specific pool member. If for some reason it's not add and it's delete, we're going to then delete those pool members and delete those nodes. So we always have a clean config inside of the environment itself. And when we dive into the code, or more like a no-code, low-code deployment, we have the REST API here that is pointing to the specific F5 big IP. We're using a mid server. We're making that REST API call or post call towards the specific path. And then we're providing this data or this request body with those variables that were inputted. So when we swing over to our big IP and we refresh the page, we can see now we have those two members there active and active inside our environment. And we can go ahead and do other things in this environment, and we want to make more changes. We can go back to our request once again, and I want to, add more servers inside of here. So example underscore pool server 3, but maybe for this instance of this service, I don't want it to be up yet. I don't want any sessions connected to it. So I'm going to set it into the down phase. I'm going to make that order. I'm going to submit it. The approval is going to be coming in. I'm going to look at what needs to be done. Okay, we're just doing it, but we're putting it in a disabled state. I'm going to approve that change. The flow gets kicked out. And when I refresh the page, we have this server deployed. But it's inactive because that's the way we've configured to it. So we can enable it later on in the future, create another service request, and enable this instance however we want to. So, and the other option, other than deleting these requests, we can, other than adding those requests, we can move them. So really what this allows us to do is to orchestrate those manual tasks that we've been doing inside of our infrastructure, inside of our data centers, and provide this orchestration with, or include this orchestration with our existing change management processes that we have in the environment. And with that, that's the video I wanted to show you. Thank you. Please subscribe. Please press the like button and share.